It's kind of annoying when you're talking to someone and then boom, nothing. Crickets, dead silence. You're both just sort of, sitting there. And this is a feeling I used to feel all the time, until I figured out almost exactly what I was doing wrong. In this video, I'm going to break down a good reason why this happens, what I'd say in a situation like this now that I've learned, and how I would stop it from happening in the first place.
Oh Lord, it's good to be here with you, Mr. O'Brien.
So just yesterday, I had to show up to a jewelry shop to pick up an order for someone else that was going to gift it to someone else, right? I'm like the middleman right now. I'm the courier. I'm the Amazon guy. So I walk in, I'm like, hey, what's up? And she's like, I'll be with you in a second. She comes up to me and I'm like, hey, how are you? So I tell her the name of the order, the number. So she goes behind the cash register and she starts looking through the computer to try and find it. And it's silent. And for a very brief, tiny moment, as I'm sitting there, I kind of realized something. A few years ago, I would have been so uncomfortable by this. I wouldn't have a clue what to say. I would have thought the fact that no one was saying anything was a bad thing. Even though that silence isn't inherently awkward. It doesn't have to be. I think it just felt awkward for me because I didn't know what to do next. What if I wanted to have a chat with this person? What if I wanted to get to know them? And it made me question, am I boring? Are other people boring? I wouldn't have known the difference because I didn't know how to test the waters. How do you tell if someone doesn't want to talk to you if you don't even talk to them? If you don't even say the right things? If you don't even put in any effort to find out? So I realized in that moment, wow, I actually know exactly what to say here. So I ask some questions, do some listening, and 30 seconds later, I'm having a full-on conversation with this person about their day from start to finish. They're smiling, we're laughing, it's cool. They tell me the interesting stuff, the boring stuff, the drama, and being able to do that and to know how to do that is great. It's a skill that I think everyone should have. The skill of learning about people, of connecting with people, and knowing where to start. It turns out, after a lot of time on my feet in customer service, most people really love to chat. When I get stuck here, as simple as it sounds, some okay listening skills and some motivation to ask questions can go a long way. I think we often forget about just how important those skills are, so we just don't practice it. Or we just think that we're already good at them, so we don't even bother. All of this while we smile at people who are great at these things whenever they walk in the room, and we're so happy to talk to them. The truth is, most of us enjoy talking about ourselves. At least at first, anyway. Not because we're selfish, but because we're human. And so we can learn a great deal about other people and what they enjoy talking about and how that matches with us by asking much better questions and by listening a certain way. But first, there's a problem with asking questions, and this is one that no one taught me. How are you can be a bit of a difficult question to answer, and it's for the same reason that quite a few questions are difficult to answer. It's broad, and it kind of puts people on the spotlight. It's more of a greeting than a question, I think. And so, more often than not, we just answer with good. How about yours? So that's the first problem out of the way. How are you could be much better used as an actual question rather than a greeting if we just add a little bit to it. How are you? I heard this thing happened yesterday. How are you? It seems like quite a busy day right now. This is something that a fairly popular talk show host, Conan O'Brien, does pretty often. If we narrow it down just a little bit, it can become much easier to answer that question. But there's another big problem that stopped me and definitely is stopping a lot of people from asking better questions. A lot of us are scared of asking questions, and I'll tell you what I mean. Everyone watching this video right now, me included, we're going to ask some stupid questions sometimes. We're going to ask some dumb questions. That is going to happen, but the fear of doing so can sometimes be so strong that we end up not asking anything at all, even though it could be the only thing stopping us from having a fantastic conversation with someone. And I learned that the hard way. I was afraid to ask customers, strangers, and new friends questions that I would have learned a lot from. It might be hard at first, but try to push yourself a little bit to ask some more questions, some more genuine inquiries about someone. Build up some of that confidence that will get you to know new people much faster. And that's where we get into what makes a good question. A question about someone. Their feelings, passions, interests, you name it. A good one I've heard before was, what do you love about the work you do? What do you love about this thing that you're interested in? What's your take on this very public and political situation? What inspired you to do this certain thing or believe in this certain thing? Or straight up, what do you like about this? Where were you last weekend? How do you find this new thing that you're doing? Who, what, when, where, why, how? That is so much better than not asking any questions at all and trying to make yourself seem interesting. After you ask a question, you kind of gotta do step 2, which is listening to that answer. How can we listen in a way that encourages people's openness? How can we listen in a way that proves that we are interested and that we care? High quality listening follows this basic rule of understanding another person and demonstrating our understanding to them, to show that we actually are understanding them. Listening like this is a rare skill that can be sometimes hard to learn. So I made it easy to learn in the Active Listening Toolkit. You can check it out in the link below. So the next time someone is speaking to you and you need to listen to them, here are 2 great ways to do it right now. Really fast, okay? Get ready. I'm about to make your listening like 50 times better if you didn't already do this. The next time someone gives you kind of a lengthy explanation about a bunch of events or their feelings, try processing that and repeating it back to them in your own words as kind of a question, as kind of a prompt for confirmation. You might say, so this and this and this happened, so you feel this way. Is that correct? And this is a very effective way of gaining understanding and demonstrating it to others. It's called paraphrasing. Very, very often when I do this, whether or not the person agrees or disagrees with my take of what's going on, they will expand on it. They'll tell me more. This can make a huge difference when you change your mindset from hearing to respond to listening to understand instead. It can be hard, but sometimes you gotta practice biting your tongue instead of interrupting people, or trying to wait until they're finished so you can say your thing. Cool, so you've upgraded your listening skills and you've upgraded your question asking skills. There's a problem now. Now, even though I'm much better at asking questions and listening well, there are still times where I run out of things to say. There are still people that just don't want to talk. Something that I had to learn was that it's not always my responsibility. I can do my part, and the other person doesn't have to do theirs. If you want to learn how to be a fantastic listener in 5 to 10 minutes a day, you can check out the Active Listening Toolkit with the link below. Also, watch this video here if you like questions and answers. You can watch that one there.